This episode is brought to you by Dreamy, and I'm using their latest L10 Ultra vacuum cleaner, and I like it because it auto wash, it mops, it cleans, it saves me a lot of time. If you're interested, link down below. Remember to use the promo code. Now let's check out the property. What's up guys, it's Saujana, and today we're going to check out Nova Saujana at Ara Damansara. Let's go! We are now in Ara Damansara, and this is the Jalan Lapangan Terbang, which is in translation the airport road to the local Subang terminal, and it's a rather wide road, so you can see it's like 3 to 4 lanes there, and the cars are all in very high speed. So this is the main road that connects Federal Highway, that connects Subang and the rest of the city into Ara Damansara, and right at the edge there's the brand new LRT station. Don't know MRT or LRT lah. And we are also right opposite the Cheetah Mall as well as all the office complexes. But when you turn into this development via the roundabout, the local roads, right, it feels really good. How? Because it's passing by a few things. One is the Golf and Country Club. So the entire setting is very resort feel, right? Very luxury feeling. Then you have the Japanese school next to you, and then you have a lot of commercial buildings, which is pretty weird. Then this is in between all of them, and there are currently 2 roads to access to this. One is directly branching out from the main Jalan Lapangan Terbang, and that's the shortest way coming in direct. The other way is to go in via the roundabout, go through the luxury way. So now I'm walking within the front facade facing the main road. So this is a mixed development apparently, and ground floor retails are all empty. Weird, because there should be office crowds, there should be students, not sure why. From the main road, this is the main entrance into Nova Saujana, and this will be the only shop lots that is currently occupied. So you have a Japanese restaurant and an art shop. You have 2 blocks, Block B and Block A, and right at the fringe, this is the Japanese school already. And the other side immediate to the project is the PHB office tower. And immediately when you go in, there's this luxury feel of stone paver, so when you drive, in terms of facade design, the glass roofing and the ceiling panel treatments, right, all pretty nice. Then after you come in, you have some visitors car park here around, and this will be the main drop off. You have the glass roof again, and let's go check out the residence. Okay, coming in from the main lobby, this will be the lounge for your guests. And coming in, this will be the residence lobby. There will be lift lobbies. This is a very common treatment from the developer. So coming out right from the lift, this is the lift lobby, and this is a very low level, as the unit that we're going to visit is at the facilities deck. So we get to see like the pit of the void that we always see. Anyway, the width is 2.9, the height is around 2.4. And the entire space is all tiled up, full height all the way. That's nice. And they put up a very small table here and a lamp, right? Immediately it turns the entire space into somewhat like a resort. That's pretty cool. At the edge, this little hidden corner here will be the refuse corner. Okay, and it's left open. It's pretty huge for 14 units all together. So this will be the floor plate, and as you can see, it's divided into 3 sides. So we are now in the center lift core here. You can go out to this corridor here, and another corridor on this side. This may be different because this is not a standard floor plate compared to the floors above, okay, because this is the one sticking to the pit. And in total there will be 13 units served by 4 lifts. And this lobby feels very comfortable because of its natural lighting here. So that connects straight away into the facilities deck already. That's nice. And there will be 3 wings, 2 at the end and 1 via this exit. And coming up from the lift lobby, right, this will be the corridor going into the unit that we're going to check out today. And this will be the benefit and classic comparison of 2 things. One being at the ground floor where the void connects to the pit. So you get opportunities like this So this is an example of a well-treated one, where you have water features, you have landscape, you have sitting areas in a well-dressed environment. The second thing is the single loaded corridors. So usually when we talk about corridors, right, there's double loaded, single loaded. If you've come across the channel before, double loaded corridor means that in one corridor serves 2 units at both sides of the corridor. So that increases the efficiency of space as the corridor serves way more units compared to a single loaded corridor where there's only units on one side of the corridor. So in terms of a developer, they will prefer a double loaded one because it makes more money. In terms of width is 1.65, in terms of height is 2.45, very comfortable. And this will be the unit I'm going to visit today. It's a corner unit and the foyer is bigger than a normal bedroom already. Wow! So this is very rare, seriously, where you can put in your kids' bicycle or your golf bag or whatever. Okay, let's go check it out. So coming into the unit, this is a 8 feet door, so it's 2.4 meters in height. And the clearance is around a meter. Going into the space, immediately you will have your dining and your living connecting to the balcony. This is the unit type that we're in right now, type D, 3 bedroom, 1419 square feet. Coming into the foyer directly, you will have your dining and living connecting to the balcony, and that's like 1/3 of the unit only. Going in further, you will have your kitchen, bedrooms, sharing one common bathroom. At the end, that will be the master bedroom. It's huge. Coming in through the space, the wall-to-wall width is 3.3 meters, ceiling height is around 3 meters, and at the background you can already hear a lot of birds chirping around. Whew, what a luxury to have. And the price for this property, if you look into the property portal, for this size of freehold unit is around 920,000, but I think this ground floor one is going to cost a little bit more. I'll show you guys why. So through the dining, through the living, right, this will be the balcony space. Supposedly that ends here, but this entire space all together still belongs to this owner, and that is just insane. This should be the area that's going to be so useful, right? And that really blurs the living lifestyle of a landed and a condo. So the neighbors upstairs are going to look like this. The only debate now would be the civic mindedness of the neighbors, because this is naturally going to be the place of receive of any deposits from the top. So cigarette butt, whatever rubbish, whatever shirt drop, this will be the landing pit for all of that. Yeah. Another debate would then be as a resident, when you are picking units, right? This unit is going to be almost the same price as the highest unit due to the premium. So would you pick the penthouse unit, which is the highest unit of all, or you're going to pick the first level unit with all this amount of extra land? Very interesting, right? But in terms of investment, I always pick this unit instead, right? This immediate unit on top where you get to live among the foliage. It's going to be the cheapest unit, but then as a rental unit, people don't really care. So in terms of ROI, that matters the most. But in terms of living for own sake, you are living within the facilities deck. So that will be the swimming pool already, the kids' wading pool, a basketball court, a deck for sitting areas. That would be the reading corner, I think. So in terms of privacy, I guess it's pretty sheltered because they are some levels lower, so they can't really see into the unit. So that's well done. And currently this unit is going through a shift. The previous tenant just left, and the makeover team is going to be refurbishing whatever that's left over, right? So they're going to rearrange everything, clean up, getting the unit ready for the next tenant. So the asking rent is around 3,000 per month. So you have tilings all around the space, you have timber skirtings, and right next to the open space, right, this will be all the private spaces where the bedrooms and bathrooms are. This will be the L-shaped kitchen. So it's 2.5 by 2.2 in an L-shaped format. So you can have your basin here, workstation here, your 3 burners here, and I guess this came with the development, and this is the exact developers that built Park 2 and Park Sky in Bukit Jalil. You can see similarities in furnishing. These are the earlier works, but you can see similar DNA here and there. 10 minutes given, but I definitely a fan of this massive big window. And you can see signs of aging already on the cabinet. So this is a classic example. If you go for pure white cabinets, it's going to turn yellow across time. And connecting to the kitchen, this will be the yard space, I think. Yep. So this is where you're going to locate your washing machine and dryer and the laundry space. So it's a rather big space. And this is where you can also see some cost saving moves are implemented. You don't see any skirtings anymore here. Yeah, and the tiles are actually smaller. Moving on, this will be the private spaces, the bedrooms, the bathroom, and this corridor is very, very comfortable. It's a 1.5 meters corridor, and this little partition here really separates out the private spaces as well as the open spaces when you have guests. So when you have guests, everybody's just going to hang out there. You're not going to travel over to the private spaces. So there's something very obvious about the DNA of the design team again from this developer. If you look into their latest work, it's almost the same. There's going to be 2 bedrooms here. This will be the first one, a massive queen size bed here, laminated timber floorings, and the wall-to-wall width here is 3.37 meters. A very comfortable space connecting to the facade window. And that's the thing, because they wanted this bedroom to be an ensuite bathroom, they sacrificed by putting the toilet closer to the facade, sacrificing the opening. Imagine if this toilet is located within, which is like the latest design trend. The opening to the room will be smaller, but when you go to the bed, it enjoys the entire facade. But anyway, this will be the bathroom. Basin by Lapangan. This is Johnson Swiss WC. Shower screen and full height wall tiles with a window for ventilation. And I like these furnitures. Wow! For a 2016 project, right, this is very well done. Because of such layout, right, they have no more space to put the wardrobe space. So the wardrobe is enjoying part of the facade, which does not make sense, right? And the wardrobe is actually limited by the structural beams. Yes, it's very nice that it is located at the boundary of spaces, but look at it. Next, this will be the smaller bedroom, and it's again similar in finishes, laminated timber flooring, and you have a bigger window here, and that faces the block A. So in terms of dimension, this is 3.6. I think this is by 4.2 because 3.6 is including the depth of the wardrobe space already. However, you can see some signs of usage already, so it's rather important as an investor, right? These are things that we need to do from time to time in refreshing up the whole unit to ensure better value of the property in terms of rent. And this will be the connection over to the aircon latch already. Yeah. Next to this, then this will be the common bathroom, and this is only shared between one bedroom and the guests, and this will be from Lapangan again. The WC is by Johnson Swiss, shower screen, full height wall tiles window, and the similar treatments of the mosaic as a feature wall. Last but not least, this will be the principal bedroom, and there's a corridor before you reach the bed. Coming in, you have a width of 1.7 meters, right? And I really enjoy how all structural members are optimized to maximize the experience of users throughout the space, so you won't feel like this is jagged out a lot, right? It's very, very well thought through, and the scale of all bedrooms are just amazing. Check out the whole space of cabinet, and this is for rental unit. Imagine if for own stay, right? I guess this will be the whole stretch of wardrobe already. And the space looks so amazing because of the huge opening. Okay, so you have an L angled window opening up to your very own space here. That's nice. Wow. And that's the thing about projects that are slightly aged. Means that they were launched during 2015, 2016. It's almost like a 10-year-old buildings, right? During that time, the density calculation were different, building materials were way cheaper. Hence, if you have the same amount of savings, comparing a new project versus a sub-sale project, right, there's a lot of value. Back then, sizes around 1,000 square feet is considered small and unlivable already. But now, in today's design trend, 900 square feet can squeeze in 3 bedrooms. Last time, no. So this 1004 unit, right, everything is optimized to the max. The entire unit layout is very squarish. It's perfect for maximization, and it's evident within this unit type itself. Of course, we will see some aging here and there, but thinking about value of money versus the density within the project, this is around like 380 over units only within such a setting. In terms of privacy, in terms of livability, wow. The only setback to that is for a sub-sale unit, a little bit more capital up front. Moving on, this will be the bathroom, but I don't really like treatments like this, where the door is just 2.4 meters in height, but the width is still 750. Yeah, the proportion is a bit off, but it's in order to squeeze in such a massive bathroom. So we have the similar things, Lapangan basin, Johnson Swiss WC, and it's massive. And why am I so obsessive for toilet finishes, right? Because very rarely somebody will do up the whole toilet again for the sake of design, and it's very complicated to do so due to the pipings around the toilet. So every time you hack something, you maybe kena the pipe lah, kena the wire lah. That's why I really appreciate it when developers do it right from the very first time. So 10 years to come, I don't have to really do up a lot, just merely cleaning up or polishing the whole toilet. It will look as good as new. These are the design languages that actually ages pretty well. I guess that's all for the unit layout. It's massive for a 1004 unit, right? Let's go check out the facility deck, but since it's just right outside, hop over also can. So coming out from the unit, I like this inclusivity element where you have ramps so everyone can access. That's very nice. And you have a water feature here that really just masks all the noise. Very nice. Coming right out, that will be the games room and some community center. You can see a lot of plantation or whatsoever. So that shows that the community is really close. This is the multi-purpose hall where they put in the ping pong tables. That's nice, and it's fully glass. So if you want to have events here, it's going to be possible as well. And this is located right next to the swimming pool, which is located in the center. So it's a very nice space to have events. I like the glass handrails a lot. Imagine if it's all covered up, right? You will feel totally different altogether. And right in front, that will be the highway already. And these glass treatments greatly reduces the noise from it. And there will be new projects coming up already. That will be the office building, and that will be Cheetah Mall already. So close. And coming on, this was the unit just now. This is the barbecue pit, and this is the basketball court, and the floorings are those water-through type where it won't retain water, and it's really cool. Then you have the children's play area, but just that you have buildings surrounding it, so I think the echo will be crazy. Well, halfway through this, if you look into the video file again, it's not working. Let me just try my best to just dub it through the editing footage that we have. So right next to the lap pool, and the lap pool is not a very big one because of its very low density. You have furniture next to it, although you can see signs of aging where you can see the timber decks are concaving already due to the extreme heat and the weather that we have in Malaysia. That's why when you go to modern facilities, usually now all change to timber-like tiles instead of real timber. It's just easier for maintenance. Then next to that, you will have a water fountain area alongside with the kids wading pool. And moving on to the gyms, all equipments are furnished by Techno Gym, which is one of the highest spec in the market, very expensive, and that includes the weight machine as well as the free weight zone. So that's very cool. Then next to the basketball court, you will have the kids playground, the jungle gym set. But overall, the facilities deck, it's not very big because again, the density is just not very high for this project. And now let's head on to the 3-on-3. So the first thing that I really like will be the setting of Ara Damansara, especially this little corner here. When you come in from the Federal Highway from Subang, it's located at the left. It's very private. Who's your neighbor? Actually, the Japanese International School, the office towers, the golf course, golf and country resort, and a neighboring project. That's about it. So this little cluster here is a very private setting. People usually turn right where you have all the shop offices, the Cheetah Mall site and things like that. This side here seems very private. On top of that, the density of the project is also very low. Then the second thing will be Ara Damansara as a matured address where you basically have everything. So you have office buildings, you have the mall, a family setting mall, not the extreme bigger type, but here going to 1U or Paradigm Mall is not that far. Then you have the medical centers. If you travel a lot within Malaysia by flight, then you are very close to the Subang terminal. Then in terms of highway, you're connected to Federal Highway, you're connected to LDP, you're connected to NKVE, you're connected to the Sungai Buloh Way right after the airport. So it's a very connected location, a very matured location. So on top of the privacy that you get, on top of the connectivity you get, the third thing I like will be this particular setting of unit, where it really reflects the DNA of this particular developer, where it's still transcending until their current project right now. So if you look into the unit layout, it's always very squarish in terms of width and height. They are very generous, and that allows a proper segregation between the open spaces to the private spaces. Every bedroom is massive. Then for the corridor space, it's a single loaded corridor, and for the pit, they use a different approach. Instead of just a void where you put cement screening and that's about it, this one they actually decorate it very nice. So the entire feeling of going back into your own unit is very comfortable. Plus, this is a garden unit. You will have the entire pit area as part of your build out as well. This unit is really blurring the line between a landed living experience with a high rise. The only difference is your car park experience. Then for the three things I don't like, the audio kind of recovered on the second point, but the very first point I don't like will be this highway of Lapangan Terbang lah. So although it's massive, you have 4 lanes, but no matter how wide the road gets, right, the traffic congestion is always very serious, because that road connects into NKVE, also connects into Federal Highway, connects into Subang Jaya. The usage is just too high, I guess. Then the second thing I don't like is the empty retails that gives it a very bad impression. Yeah, it doesn't really affect the livability. It's not like the residents really need to use the convenience provided by this tail space. But if it's all furnished like cafes, like there's grocers, or there's like tuition centers or dental or whatsoever, like if this works, right, imagine the convenience that the residents will have. But unfortunately, maybe due to circulation pattern, because this location is too private to begin with, hence there's not enough traffic to really support the business here. So wasted. And last of all would be that almost there for everything. So like, is this luxury almost there because of its setting, right? It's next to the golf course, but just that there's no access in terms of visual, in terms of walkability, anything to the golf course. So it's close to the golf course, but not there, almost there. Is it walking distance to the train station? Yes, but it's pretty far away. You need to walk through an unshaded pathway to leverage on the covered walkway. Is this direct connection to all the malls? You're separated by Lapangan Terbang. Then you have all the retails for convenience, but none of them are open. Then in terms of rentability, is it very close to all the commercial areas and offices, right? Is it a driving distance away? So it's then almost there. So in terms of the facility there, is it perfect? Not really, because they don't have enough units to support it. Then in terms of experience, is it a very exclusive one? It's private in terms of access, in terms of circulation, but when you go out, right, when you access in the unit, it feels very open. So it's like a almost there kind of thing for all the elements lah. So yeah, and I guess that's all for this episode. Very ideal for family setting because it's not too congested, density is not too crazy, everything is just almost there. And if you really like this episode, like it, share and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.